What is going on? We are back. I've low-key been slacking on the YouTube for college football this year, but it's all on IG. Like, if you ain't following, I don't know what you're doing, bro, but it's all on IG, man. All of it is posted there every week. My picks, my analysis, my rankings, everything. But today we are back. You can see my pick record so far this year. We've changed it up quite a bit since week 2 or 3. I think it was the last picks that I recorded. Low-key though, that's my fault. Like, I low-key feel bad for it. Like, I do, but we're back now, and we better, man. So we got the home team on the left of each of these, and the away team on the right. Alright, so, and yeah, it's in no order. The timing doesn't really matter of any of these, but let's just start here. Penn State, Michigan. This is unbelievable. Today, the news broke a couple hours ago that Jim Harbaugh will not coach for the rest of the regular season. It's going to be a shocker for Michigan, for their players. Not having their coach, who they've had all year, except for those first couple games, but they play like UNLV's, Carolina Rutgers, and all that. But, yeah. So I got Penn State taking in this one. Final score 27-24. Penn State takes the win in this one. Next up here we have Texas Tech at Kansas. At Kansas. Rock, chalk, Jayhawk. In this one, give me Kansas with a score of 49-38. Let's go, Kansas! Kansas wins 49-38. Next up, we got Boston College and Virginia Tech. And I'm going to go Boston College in this one. They're 6-3 on the year with some good wins. They kept it close with FSU. They beat Syracuse by 7. And that Holy Cross game is the only one in the NIU game. The only ones that I'm concerned about for Boston College. So give me the Eagles in this one, 31-21. Next up, we got the Rutgers. Versus Iowa. The over-under on this game is set at 28.5. Spread at Iowa 1.5. It's really low because we're going to see a low-scoring game. I got Iowa winning 12-9. No touchdowns in this game. But to get a touchdown, the magic number for Iowa in yards per game this year, they are at a measly 15 points, 115 yards a game. The magic number for a touchdown, 200. And for the Rutgers, the magic number for points for Rutgers, it's going to be 17. If Rutgers can score 17 points in this game, they will win this game. That is the magic number. For Rutgers, it's 17 points. I don't know what I'm thinking here. That circle is on the exact wrong team for this next one. Kentucky does not stand a fighting chance against Alabama. I'm going to have to fix that for the IG graphic. They do not stand a fighting chance. Kentucky got blown out by Georgia, losing by 38 points. It's going to be much of the same here in this one. I got Bama winning handily, 38-10 at Kentucky. I don't know what the circle's doing there. That is my bad. All the other ones are right. That is my bad, guys. But yeah, Kentucky doesn't stand a fighting chance. Alabama mauls Kentucky. It's not even close. In my opinion, it's not even close. Next up, we have one of the most underrated SEC rivalries, the yearly Florida versus LSU game. I'm going to just fix that right now, actually. Do this all on Canva, by the way. Yo, we're wondering, do it all on Canva. Used to do it on, like, Google Docs, but it's so much easier on Canva. You can, like, make up graphics, and there's, like, so much more settings and stuff. But, yeah, we're getting off track. Next up, we have, we're talking about one of the greatest underrated SEC rivalries. Number 19 LSU, 6-3 versus unranked Florida, 5-4. This game has always been close. I remember 3 years ago, man, you're watching a game and you see the Wilson character, Wilson 3, chuck a shoe across the field, man. That was funny. Really funny. But hopefully there's none of those shenanigans today. Costa Florida CFP spot as well. But next we have, I didn't even get my score. The magic number for Florida and Graham Mertz. Graham Mertz has to go over 300 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. 300 passing yards and 2 touchdowns for Graham Mertz. As well will do Florida wonders. Wonders in this game. If you go under that, you don't really stand a chance. Is Daniels playing? I'm not sure. Should have done my research. But if Jaden Daniels plays, I don't know. It is at 3:30 though, so it is not. It is at Death Valley, but it is not a night game. So yeah, we will see about that. But yeah, I got LSU winning in this one. Will they score? Wait for it. 49-38. So LSU takes an 11-point win. Spread is set at LSU by 15, which is kind of crazy to me. But, we'll see. Next up, we have another great SEC battle between Tennessee and Mizzou. Mizzou coming off a tough loss to Georgia last week. Pretty tough loss. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. But spread is set at Tennessee 2.5. Total over under 58.5. Both teams 7-2. Tennessee 13. Missouri ranked 14. At Mizzou. Gimme Mizzou. Final score 45-42. Let's go Tigers. I need those Tennessee ticket prices to go down so I can go next week, man. They gotta be under 150 for me to go. At Knoxville, never been to a game in Knoxville before. I've only been to 3 SEC away games. 1 at Kentucky, 1 at Vanderbilt, and 1 this year at Auburn. So, those were all Georgia games. I'm a Georgia fan, by the way. But next up, let's move on here quickly. We got Oregon. Number 6, Oregon 8-1 versus unranked USC 7-3. You know how high I was, y'all, on USC this season, man. I had them in the playoffs at number 1, man. The number 1 team going undefeated, making the playoffs too. And they do me this type of way, bro. I'm still salty about this, man. About this moment. Over under in this one set at 74.5. That is crazy. But I mean, my high school team's actually pretty good. But my high school team can go out and they could probably put up about 40 points on this USC defense, man. This defense for USC, absolutely pitiful. It's unbelievable. But not next up. Again, I'm rushing, bro. This one, I'm going to say 56-49. Give me the Ducks. Quack, quack, quack. Oregon. And next up, the game of the week. Your boy will be in attendance for this one tomorrow night. I hope to be going to game day, checking the weather. It looks like it might rain. If it rains, I'm not going. I'm not trying to be wet all day long. But the game of the week between the Ole Miss Rebels and the Georgia Bulldogs, over under set at 58.5. Spread UGA 10.5. 7 p.m. at Sanford Stadium. number 9, 8-1 Ole Miss versus number 1, not number 2, CFB committee. Yeah, they could kiss my ass after that shit. Sorry. Did not mean to say that second part. But 9-0, number 1 Georgia, sitting at 9-0, and the magic number for Ole Miss is 350 passing yards. And Quince John $150 running, and at least 4 touchdowns, or at least 3 touchdowns from Dart in the air. And do I think they're gonna get that? Maybe, but I have this one closer than 10.5. So Ole Miss I think, will cover. Final score from Athens, game of the week: Georgia 38, Ole Miss 35. A 3-point margin win by the Dogs at Sanford Stadium. And next up, we got the Dukies in the ACC game of the week. The Dukies versus the Tar Heels at 8 p.m. Kenan Stadium at UNC. 6-3 unranked Duke going up against 7-2 24th ranked UNC. Over under set at 50.5, and the spread set at UNC 13.5. Duke's gonna cover. Duke's gonna win, and the pitiful Campbell doesn't count. So the pitiful losing streak for UNC will continue, because I'm not counting a Campbell game where you play a team called Campbell who nobody's ever heard of before. So that losing streak will continue. Virginia, Georgia Tech, and now the Dukies. Give me Duke winning this one. 37-27, I might put it at. That's what I'm going to put it at. 37-27, give me Duke in this one. And next up. What do we got? We got Maryland and Nebraska. This is at 12 p.m. at Memorial Stadium in Nebraska. I think it's in Lincoln, Nebraska, on Peacock. Over under set at 45.5. Spread set at Maryland by 2. Give me Nebraska to win this one with a score of 28-17. 28-17. I like 28-24, because that Maryland offense is way too good to only score 17 in this one. But I got Nebraska winning and covering this spread. Matt Rule is getting them boys back. The start of the season with a loss to Minnesota, then a big loss to Colorado. That looks even worse now than it did back then. Because now Colorado is terrible. And then a pitiful loss by 38 to Michigan. But I got the Cornhuskers becoming bowl eligible this Saturday, beating Maryland 24-31. I think is what I said. Maybe 24. No, 24-28 is what I said. Sorry. And then we got Washington versus Utah. Over under set at 54.5. Spread set at Washington 8.5. Number 18, 7-2 Utah versus number 5, 9-0 Washington. At 3:30 p.m. at Washington. Give me Washington winning this one, 38-49. Give me Washington winning that one. Let's see if we can go undefeated. I think we can. What do you guys think? And yeah, remember all those cheaters in Michigan. Go die. I'm kidding though. Don't die. But go cry. Probably gonna cry to sleep tonight knowing Jim Harbaugh will probably never coach another game for Michigan, because he won't coach a meaningless bowl game. And then after this year, he will move on to the NFL because nobody likes him anyway. So I'll be seeing you. But he's still better than that fraud Ryan Day. Just remember that. Go Dogs.